everybody, today I'm going to be sharing you my research paper I dubbed for English 101 regarding Michael Jackson's Innocence. If you haven't checked out my presentation video already, I will put that down in the description box below so you could click on that and watch that as well. So, I'm going to be reading the abstract first. This is just an overview of the paper, of what the paper is about. For this research paper, it is written to help people understand why Michael Jackson should remain innocent, as he was accused of crimes, bringing himself and others down. The research of this paper was found by numerous sources, finding information about the cases Michael fought with, interviewing an expert on criminal defense, and finally referring to news sources of the current day on how this issue was relevant for today's generations. Upon researching sources, it is said that there is not enough evidence to prove Michael's conviction for child molestation. The ones accusing are after his money. The research found within this paper shows that Michael shall always be innocent, but everyone has their own opinion about him. Only the ones that are true fans or study his life will understand. I myself will continue to defend Michael as a big Michael Jackson fan and explore his life to the ones who want to learn more about what he dealt with these crimes. So now, getting into the paper, my first paragraph is my introduction. Was Michael Jackson accused of crimes to bring him down? Many people thought the opposite. They thought he was actually a convicted individual. Starting in 1993, he was accused of child molestation all the way until his death. Michael's family was right by his side through the whole ordeal of these crimes. Being a fan of Michael, these accusations make me upset. These accusations hurt Michael, making him lose popularity. Some turned their back on him because of his odd behavior he disclosed with children. The media were decisive, reporting the allegations, making people turn against him. I was very livid seeing the media do that. All the media wants to do is get their money by reporting the most controversial topic of Michael. Some of the accusers were after him for money. In the end, he was found not guilty. Michael Jackson's innocence should be noticed, as there is no proof to prove his guilt. There are some who want his money, and there are ones who want to make his reputation fail, affecting his music and social life. Paragraph 2. Not enough evidence. Despite the lack of conclusive evidence, Michael Jackson's innocence remains a strong possibility. In 1993 and 2003, Michael Jackson was accused of child molestation charges. In 1993, Michael was visiting a local car business and met a boy and his mom that were fans of his. They immediately became friends and would later spend time at Neverland many times. However, as time went on, the boy came forward trying to say Michael was molesting him. The Santa Barbara Sheriff Department came into the picture with the prosecutor, Tom Sneddon, leading the case. A year later, Michael agreed to pay a settlement to the family, and those allegations were withdrawn for now. However, 10 years later, another set of allegations surfaced. The accuser was another 13-year-old boy who was also suffering from cancer. Michael and the boy were seen holding hands in the Living with Michael Jackson documentary by Martin Bashir. Tom Sneddon came into the picture again and was competent by November 2003 to book Michael on suspicion of child molestation. He wanted revenge from the 1993 case to properly let Michael go through the justice system this time. The police did a search warrant at his Neverland home to look for evidence. The only evidence they found was children's books of pictures of children that were not considered pornography. Later, the police did cite that there was no evidence. Before Michael was going to be booked, the 13-year-old boy and his mom were questioned by authorities, and they changed their stories various times, denying that Michael did not do anything. Regardless, with them changing their stories, it shows that nothing even took place. By the time Michael was in court, the court found no evidence to convict him. Therefore, there is not enough to prove that Michael was a pedophile, though it may all be a setup for money. Paragraph 3, it's all for money. Many want to go after a famous person to try to get rich. Even the media wants to report every controversial issue on a famous person just to meet their highest finances. Michael was a wealthy individual. During the trial for the 2003 allegations, the 13-year-old's mother might have been persuaded to change her view because she was vulnerable to welfare fraud, negligence of her son, and possible criminal fraud. If she was going for a big payoff, a conviction on Michael would have helped her with that. Many years later, after Michael's death, more allegations came forward from two men who believed Michael was innocent. The men were Ray Robson and James Safechuck. They decided to make a documentary with Dan Reed called Even Neverland. The Michael Jackson estate immediately responded, knowing that they are trying to get a profit from the estate while getting profit from the documentary. Wade and James said having their own children and Michael's death in 2009 forced them to tell the allegations. However, their lawsuits were now dismissed for technical reasons, and their appeals are expected to be argued. Also, for the 1993 allegations, later after Michael's death, the 13-year-old boy, who is still alive today, came forward saying his father was forcing him to lie for Michael's money. The father even killed himself after Michael's death. Another bizarre outcome during the 1993 allegations, Michael's sister, LaToya, had a press conference agreeing that Michael did sexually abuse children. She was set up by her boyfriend to agree on her brother being guilty. The rest of the Jackson family was outraged by her own doings. They knew she wanted money by backstabbing her own brother, agreeing to the drama that was already unfolding. This would start to ruin his reputation. Paragraph 4, losing reputation. All of the drama from the allegations and his sister LaToya agreeing on him being guilty started to affect him physically and mentally. Michael's reputation was starting to decline after the first set of allegations surfaced in 1993. The media was going crazy reporting the allegations to make people try and stop loving Michael Jackson. They even labeled him as Wacko Jacko, making Michael turn into a bad name. Wacko Jacko first surfaced in 1985, way before the allegations existed, as the term was in a British tabloid. All due to how Michael was criticized for having plastic surgery, owning a monkey, and when he was in England, he wanted to purchase the bones of the Elephant Man. Later on in an interview in 1997, he expressed that he was upset for being called that name. Now back to the allegations. Throughout his life, Michael himself felt like he was losing his own reputation while others were trying to get him to lose it. One way is Michael was in debt after the trial in 2005. He was trying to find another house to live in as his Neverland home was now a dead zone, referring to the allegations being created there. While it became cost-worthy to run Neverland after Michael's death, the estate was having a hard time trying to run it. Eventually, it became foreclosure. Now it is alive again with a different buyer in 2020. There is also a rumor that it is being used for the upcoming Michael Jackson biopic movie. Another way that Michael felt himself losing reputation during the allegations was emotional abuse to himself, meaning he was addicted to pain meds during this time period of his life. In 1993, with the start of the addiction to pain meds due to the stress of the allegations, he was forced to cancel some concerts he was doing. He also was taking pain meds for the result of his past trauma injury he sustained from the Pepsi commercial in 1984 when his hair was on fire. He then was going under rehab, but the addiction later resurfaced for the rest of his life. Another way that Michael was losing reputation was during 2019 when the documentary Even Neverland came out. There was a debate about his legacy and public response, making several radio stations stop playing his music for a while. When his music won't play, it will hurt his sales and reputation for him being famous. Therefore, all of this hurts Michael for what he dealt with, and now he is gone. Some of us now know what he was trying to be and do, but we were the ones thinking wrong. Paragraph 5, conclusion. Overall, Michael Jackson shall always remain innocent because being a high-profile person, people always think famous people are favorable for money. They want a piece of their money to try and bring them down. Everyone, including the media, wanted to go after him as he was the main name during the 20th to part of the 21st century because he was the main deal for being highly classified. By the time they saw what he was up to minute by minute being famous, they would see how he was being accused by the people accusing him while thinking his behavior was not the best. Though there is speculation that he might be guilty due to who he was and his perceived unusual behavior, though there will never be evidence to prove it. Does that mean he himself was displaying odd behavior toward children that asked for what was to come? The answer is no. He loved children in a way of helping the ones who are terminally ill, and any children today can love any famous person in any way, not in an inappropriate way. It only depends on the person who is with them. With that being said, no matter how hard the accusations try to bring Michael down, the good fans out there know the real truth. I know people have their own opinions regarding Michael, but I will continue to try and defend him. I want people to research his life to understand who he truly is. So, that concludes my research paper. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I really took my time in typing all of this out because I know a lot of you guys on YouTube, some of my YouTube subscribers care about this topic, and shout out to my friend Moonwalker Tanya. I know she does research about Michael's innocence and everything going on, and of course with Ray Robson and James Sapechuk, they're still trying to get their appeals to be processed because Tom Meserville is going to come back in the picture for another trial next year, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to check out my presentation video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, everybody.